It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary Shorman, and this is the Forum on Eagle Community Television. The Forum is brought to you by Hayes Med. It's always fun when you can go on the road, and we're on the road today in the brand new building, the brand new informatics building at Fort Hays State University. Our guest today is the department chair of the informatics department at Fort Hays State University. Her name is Melissa Hunsicker-Walburn. And Melissa, good to have you here.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to have you back in the building. We're very excited to talk with you today.
You know what? I had a chance to take a tour of this building a few weeks ago, and it was really exciting because, one, I could tell your level of excitement of getting to start in a brand new building. How often does a professor at the university get a chance to start in a brand new building as a chair of that program and really be an agent for change?
To my knowledge, in my experience, I don't know anyone else who is situated in that same way on campus now, and so I feel extremely fortunate to be part of an academic program. This building houses a couple of other departments that are critical to the function and effectiveness of our institution, the virtual college as well as the Center for Teaching Excellence and Learning Technologies, but we are the only curricular department in this building, and so I feel extremely pleased and privileged to have this opportunity to start off with great state-of-the-art equipment, a fantastic building, and a converged central staff.
What happened? How did you get to Fort Hays State University? What led to this?
Well, it's an interesting pathway here.
If you start at third grade, we may have to extend the program.
Yeah, no.
What is your path here?
Yeah, no, I was an undergraduate student here at Fort Hays State, so I'm a Fort Hays State loyalist. And from there, I went to law school and worked for over a decade as a telecommunications regulatory attorney, and worked in the public utility sector and a couple of public administration roles. And so from there, I got a great deal of experience in telecommunications law and policy. And from that experience, I had the opportunity to take on a single class for Fort Hays State as an adjunct, which was the telecommunications law and policy class. And from there, I would say I got an itch to teach. And so then when there was an opportunity to transition out here to Fort Hays as a full-time faculty member, I grabbed it, deciding that if I really wanted to see if I wanted to teach, that was the opportunity, and I needed to allow myself to explore it. So.
Well, you know, it's fun because you cover a lot of bases. Not only are you the department chair for informatics here, but you're also an associate professor. And it says on your title you're also a lawyer.
Yes.
Are you going to practice all three in this new job, or do you focus on the chair position?
You know, it's administratively a chair has a 50% administration expectation, and then we're also expected to remain active and current in the classroom. And so I will continue to teach 2 of my classes, which would be a 50% reduction in my teaching load, but I'm still staying true to my academic and scholarly focus, which is I'll continue to teach the law of cyberspace class and the telecommunication law and policy classes. And so you know, I'll do both of those things. Now, I also maintain some professional qualifications as time permits. Every so often I will take on a legal question or a legal challenge, but my opportunities to practice actively as an attorney have greatly diminished since I've become an academic. So.
Well, behind us, you'll see a hallway, and they're getting things ready because the students will be here shortly. Tell us about this building. It's not quite 40,000 square feet. Cost a little over $11 million to build, but when you walk around, the thing I notice, it's done right. What all is included in this building?
You know, this building was carefully and thoughtfully designed with the functionality of the departments that it's going to house in mind. And so when you look at these spaces, I know for the Department of Informatics, this will be the first time in many years that our department will be in a shared space. Until now, most recently at least, our department was spread among 3 different buildings. And when you have that kind of disconnection between your faculty, it's little things like sharing research, sharing teaching strategies, innovation in terms of what you're trying to convey to your students. There's a diminished value in what you're trying to achieve just from the physical separation. So the fact that our corridor is going to have all of our faculty in the same spaces is certainly an exciting opportunity. We'll also be doubling our lab size. We're going to be our department will now have 4 lab spaces. Our studio for our video productions and for our video media students. I would say if I had to kind of guesstimate it, I would say we're tripling our studio size. And so what we're really doing is coming to a place where we have amassed enough success to warrant a bigger footprint, but we also have a generous footprint that's going to give us a great deal of opportunity for growth and expansion. And so we're really excited about the thoughtfulness that went into the designing for the future.
We'll talk a little bit more about the building because there are some special effects that are on Fort Hays State University that really this building is put in a really special spot. We'll talk about that in a second, but you mentioned informatics, and there's people watching out there who are going, what's informatics? Is this just a new word we made up to fit something? But describe informatics for the rest of us that are out here.
Yeah, I have a number of friends who are practitioners in the eastern part of the state who do believe that. They're like, I think you just make that word up. And I say, no, it really is. Informatics is a word that a discipline, an academic discipline that represents the transference of information over networks. So anything, whether it's content, infrastructure, interfaces, anything related to how people consume information or how information is transferred to and among people or to and among networks of computers is something that would be related to or probably intrinsic in our discipline.
Our guest on our forum program today is Melissa Hunsicker-Walburn. And when we were talking earlier, the informatics part of this, granted a big word, you described it well, but in today's world, it is so important because it's not like it used to be where there was just the printed word, maybe radio station, TV station. Now with the internet and really the convergence of all of those, it really has to be more. A student coming out in only one of those disciplines will be disadvantaged in the workplace.
Absolutely, and we do. An integral part of our department's philosophy is that we build a T student that has a broad array of skills, but that is deep or has a sufficient deeper level of training, perhaps in a field or two. When you look at our curriculum is very modular in nature, meaning it's possible and probable that a student who is looking to position themselves in the most favorable way for the marketplace will elect to have an emphasis and possibly one or more cross emphases that would allow them to have a great array or greater portfolio of skills that they could bring to the marketplace. And in our Department of Informatics, we have concentrations. We have 5 of them. We have a health informatics concentration that is our newest concentration. We have web development, media studies, networking, and the management information systems. So if you can imagine then being a web development student who also has the ability to understand how networks work, but then to also have the skill set to produce a video that will then become the content of the website, you're a much more versatile professional when you're going out to market yourself in the job place than someone who has any one of those things independently.
So, you get a chance, new building, new students coming in. My guess, if I was a student here, maybe I should come back, I'd sign up to be in a lot of classes in this building. Yeah. So I get started. What would you like to see those students that go through the program? What would you like to see them doing when they graduate? Well, what's the end result here? We have a very dynamic and dedicated set of faculty that, because we each have an independent, we have an expertise that we bring in each of these 5 areas. We are all committed and dedicated to making sure that we keep a thumb on the pulse of the marketplace. What jobs, where is their demand? And so I would say that placement is very high. First of all, our placement for our graduates is very, very high, but that's in part because we design our curriculum to reflect what is in demand. We also design our curriculum to balance, though, what students are interested in. You always have students that come to college and of course think that they want a certain degree program, perhaps because it's lucrative. Oftentimes these are also jobs that pay well. So we have a lot of things that drive a student interest in our department, but probably not the least of which is the high placement and quick ascent rates of our graduates once they're out in the job place. Well, we're going to come back and we're going to tell a story about this building because it has a great history. It'll be fun to talk about and also fun for you to come see one day. So we'll be back. Our guest is the Department Chair for Informatics Department at Fort Hays State University. Her name is Melissa Hunsicker-Walburn. We'll be back with more after this.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, quality TV channels, all with the level of customer service you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications. Our community connected.
Welcome back to the second half of our forum program here on Eagle Community Television. Our forum is brought to you by Hayes Med. If you have any questions, comments, other places we can go visit, Brandon behind the camera likes to go new places. Let us know. Send me a note to gary.shorman@eaglecom.net. You can also find us on Facebook under ECTV Forum. We'd like to talk to you. Again, this is the forum program on Eagle Communications. We're live, recording this live from the brand new Informatics building on the campus of Fort Hays State University. And we have the brand new chair of the Informatics Department with us. Her name is Melissa Hunsicker-Walburn. And Melissa, we just talked about some of the excitement going into the students, the curriculum, and the building. But the building itself is exciting because I had a chance to be at the event where Dr. Hammond announced that they were going to put a building in kind of a spot on campus that really no one knew existed. There's now a new street, Dwight Avenue, that's out front. And this building is tucked in to trees, a pond, and really just creates a unique atmosphere for learning.
It does. We're very excited. You know, I shared with you over break that when there was rumor about this building's design and how it was being laid out and how it was being strategically placed and planned in the broader campus community, when people would talk about where the building was going to be placed, they'd be like, but you can't put a building there. How are you going to put a building there? And
I remember those conversations.
Yes, and
yet here's a building.
And the architects and Paul Wurtenberger Construction have done a phenomenal job of taking a vision about how that building would situate and bridge over a creek bed. So we're going to be, I had it confirmed the other day by a faculty member who said, do you realize that we're the only building on any campus across the state that bridges over water? And for what that's worth, it's certainly very interesting, but it makes for a very beautiful setting. If you looked out of any of our student media rooms, our study rooms, you see a creek bed full of trees. I think it was well said by a member of our foundation that they said, wow, when you're in that building, it doesn't look like a typical Kansas vista. You don't feel like you're in Kansas because it's very, very wooded. I think I'm going to enjoy watching the seasons change out my windows. It's a very scenic location. You know,
one of the things they have done, and it was a little offshoot of Big Creek, but really of taking the building across that was great. It was a great plan, and it allows the water to be down below, and in an area that seems somewhat arid in nature, it doesn't look like a typical building. The Fort Hays State campus is unusual because of the big trees. This just fits right into that. It does,
and it really is a nice connection. You know, I think it's a nice way to advance our campus in a different direction. You know, spreads us in a nice way that makes us nicely situated still to the campus housing, and as we look forward to plans to advance more campus housing, this building is going to be very central to some very important campus features in the future as well.
Now, where will students come from? I mean, what's going to happen, because you have this building, I'm assuming, as you know, you've been giving tours, people that are going to be in classes are going to come look at this. My guess is they're coming from all over the country.
We do. We have a current base of students in our program that is very diversified, and for a couple of reasons. Our on-campus population does tend to come from our local geography, Western Kansas, but also we have a great pull from the Wichita and Johnson County areas in the state. We also have a great number of students that come from Colorado and our neighboring states out there because they can more readily afford our out-of-state tuition than they can Colorado's in-state tuition, which is a strategic advantage for our university, but our department has a lot of benefit to that as well. our demographic for our campus students tends to be more traditional, but we also have most of our programs are very, very popular through our virtual college platform as well. And so when we look at our demographic for our virtual informatics student, oftentimes those are perhaps mid-career folks who are either getting vocational training at the encouragement of their employer or with the support of their employer, or they are maybe in a place where they are changing careers and needing to get skills that fit the current marketplace. And so that also might include military. We have a number of military students for whom our programs are highly attractive, and because they're offered virtually, are quite convenient and affordable for them as well. So we have students from literally all over the world. It's not uncommon for me to have a student email me from a class and say, I'm getting, my submarine is being deployed for the next 30 days. Here's all my work for the month. And of course I say, well, just be safe and let me know when you can hand everything else in. So it's
Never sent
exciting.
anybody an email that said my submarine is going out.
My submarine is going out for 30 days. And so, yeah, it's great, and it's very dynamic, and it's actually very gratifying work to be involved in something that really does have worldwide scope and information, data, networks. We certainly are a program that has worldwide scope.
Well, I have two more questions. The first
Okay.
one is you're going to have some great equipment too, because I've seen some of it you're bringing in to allow students to have real life experience. They're not going to be working with 1942 model wind-up cameras. They're going to have real cameras. They're going to have real equipment. You're going to have the radio station here. That has to be exciting too, to get to work with the latest technology.
It is. We are so fortunate. Not only do we have a new building, but we are also getting a great deal of new equipment then, so that we can really bring maximize the momentum and the potential of the space that we've been offered. And so in that, we're also making some curricular adjustments so that we can perhaps enhance and improve the number of certifications available to our students. We have always been dedicated to making sure that our students have hands-on experiences earlier in our programs than they might get at other programs throughout the Regent system or around the country. In some programs that might be like informatics in a different part of the world, you would not get those hands-on studio. You wouldn't be allowed to use a camera until you were maybe a junior or senior. We put cameras in the hands of freshmen because we really believe that when you're looking at some of these creative products, it's the experience that really makes the difference. And that's what we hear from employers too, is that the fact that our students come so well equipped with hands-on experience really sets them apart. So we're hoping to add an increase in the number of certifications that our students can also market themselves with and be certainly competitive on a national scope.
Now, you also have some other accreditation that you've also earned recently that allow the students to even have some of those things that employers want as well.
Yeah, and we've always been really committed to, technology. Sometimes we have a number of certifications in place because it's not always in terms of technology does a degree signify what someone knows, but when you have certifications, then it's at least a place where you can benchmark and say that there's a minimum that's been met. And so we do encourage and require a number of certifications of our students, I think that the industries that they are working in certainly demand those kinds of things that signal a certain baseline fluency in terms of skill sets.
Now, you have an online site through the university. Someone wants to find out more. What do they do to find out more online?
Come visit us, www.fhsu.edu/informatics. And there you'll find information about all of our concentrations. You'll also find information about our faculty. We also have a number of student organizations that are a nice complement to our curricular opportunities for students to get hands-on experience. We do have the Tiger Media Network, which embodies the converged media model as well. So for students who are wanting to do TV, web, and journalistic kinds of things, there's another outlet in an extracurricular way that students can further hone their skills, and all of that information is on the website.
Now, my guess is this fall there'll also be some open houses here. Somebody can walk down on campus and come walk through and take a look at some of the cool things you have to offer. So that's going to be exciting, getting the students here full-time. It'll fill up. It'll be much noisier than it is today. Right now we have staff and other people walking around probably causing problems, but getting things set up and going. So that part of it's really exciting. Phone number down here if somebody want to give you a buzz and follow up that way?
Yeah, our department's phone number is 785-625-5373, and we would be glad to set you up with a faculty advisor, answer any questions you have. Certainly if I went into the kinds of jobs that our students would be qualified to do, the list is long and varied, but some of that information is also contained on the website. And we're also looking to expand our opportunities for internships. We have some really exciting faculty that are coming on, and with them they bring tremendous professional networks. So we really think that in addition to all of our infrastructure improvements and our equipment, we're also going to have some really powerful opportunities to open some doors for our students.
You know, Melissa, Fort Hays State students win awards in all sorts of departments. Will they win some coming out of here?
That's also something that we look forward to sitting down as a faculty in some of our initial inaugural meetings.
Because the tools are here.
But strategically, we're going to position ourselves to be more competitive. We've been very strategic, and we participate actively in the Kansas Association of Broadcasting competitions, and we're identifying some other kinds of opportunities to shop our content and our video editing products and so forth that might be more documentary or storytelling in nature than necessarily news delivery. And so we're looking for more opportunities to show what we got.
You know, this is exciting. I hope you have a chance to come down and see the building and really follow up as this program develops, the informatics program at Fort Hays State University. Our guest has been Melissa Hunsicker-Walburn, and she's the department chair at the informatics department at Fort Hays State University. Good to have you here. Look forward to this program just exploding. It's going to be great down here.
Thank you. We're very excited.
Program is brought to you by Hays Med and by Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hays Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.haysmed.com.